Wish I could feel what I can't see. Float like a butterfly, scream like a banshee. Something's hiding in the pantry.
Alright, we're just gonna jump right into this because it's super early and I have yet to have coffee again. I know one of you are like, I cannot believe that you did this without drinking coffee. I'm alone. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm actually alone in this room. So that's the only reason why I'm not like a growling grizzly bear, because I am not a morning person. And my husband is. And that might be the only thing that makes me second guess our marriage. So today what I'm going to be doing is just chatting with you guys a lot, probably more chatty than makeup, while I get ready for no reason. I just want to try out some new things that I've gotten that you've seen me haul recently, and other things that I just haven't gotten to use enough to really know how I feel. So we're going to just start up with that, and we're going to see where the makeup takes us. I'm going to go in with the AOA Clean Slate. This is just a moisturizing, silky type of primer. However, I am like strong and I don't know it or something, but I somehow broke this thing right here. So now it comes out of like every hole. It comes out of every hole. Weird, and I normally would throw it away because it's such a cheap product, but not this. The Clean Slate, I like it because it's a thicker moisturizer than the Aqua. And oh, it feels so good to put it on, and it smells like a spa. So I love their primers, all of them. I mean, the no pores one isn't too pore filling, but like which one really is? The best I found is Dr. Brandt's, but that's $45 for a full size primer. Rude. Now I'm going to go in with the Faux Alert, and I think it's because it's going to match my self tan. If you watched the last time, you saw that I ended up more ghost face than anything. This might actually make me end up Oompa Loompa face. So, you know, why not? I'm going to go in with the That You Full Coverage Matte Foundation with a Paw sponge. Gotta have my bitch. Only way I know if it's just the foundation, because my girl never fails me with my mirror. Is it too dark? It kind of matches the neck, right? Pray for me. So what I really wanted to talk about the most in this video is RawBeautyKristi just put up a video, and if you don't watch her, I would just watch this video. I'll leave it linked down below. But essentially what it is she had a baby 6 months ago. Hormones are not correct still at that point after a baby. And she just got her period, even though she's breastfeeding. So her hormones are going nuts. And she's having a little bit of a meltdown because her son is growing. And she's getting that mommy moment. You know, everybody talks about the maternal instincts that you get while you're pregnant, after you're pregnant, you know, things like that. But they don't tell you how soul crushing it is. You know, they tell you, oh, you'll jump in front of a car for your kid, you'll love them that much, you know, like, and then you meet your baby and you're like, yeah, I would take a bullet in a heartbeat for my kids, like instantly. There'd be no pause, no question, no nothing, just shoot me, go ahead. And it hits you at some point in the first year for a lot of parents, a lot of moms. And I mean, it must be, especially for her, more terrifying because she probably knows that unless I hope they are, unless they are lucky enough to get pregnant again, that might be her last. And so everything that he's outgrowing, she's never going to see again unless she recorded it or something else, but she's never going to experience it again. And she was talking about how it hurts her because when she's in the moment of these things that she wants to cherish, she doesn't cherish them because she doesn't realize that she should be. You don't know until it's too late. And that's what she was going on about. And, you know, she I bet you she's filmed so many videos like this and never posted them, because she was even saying in that video, well, oh, this might never see the light of day. But I'm so glad that she ended up posting it, and I wrote her a comment and she ended up liking it or loving it. So she did see it, and I'm glad she did, because I really was hoping that people are going to be very kind to her in that moment, in that weak moment that she so graciously allowed us to see. Because as a mother of 3, as someone who went through postpartum depression alone because I didn't want to admit it to myself 3 times in a row, it hit so hard to have someone explain something like that, that deep corner of your brain that just rattles back and forth with what you know to be just insanity thoughts, but it's there. That's what she was verbalizing, and it connected with me so deep. Like, it made me cry. I was like wiping away tears because I'm just like, girl, I know. I'm going to go in with the NARS. This is the Radiant Creamy Concealer in Light 2. I don't know if I like this or not, but I need to, like, it's one of those double checkers. I need to see if I like this or not, or if it's just time to, like, let it go. And, I mean, it really did hit home for me because I could have wrote her a freaking story. I've had 3 children, and with the first 2 of them, I cherished nothing. Nothing. Because I had postpartum depression and I was not getting it treated, of course, and mental health issues that at the time, especially with my daughter, I was not getting treated for. And I saw them more as a job than I did as my child that I want to experience life with. I grew up basically with my daughter because I had her at 19. And so she was the one I made the most mistakes with. I have less stuff that she's done in her life, and you know, there's regrets about being a parent that it hurts so much and you never get it back. And that's kind of what she was just trying to get across. The video really, really hit home to me. And I'm thinking, this girl has such a good way of verbalizing how she feels and allowing other people who cannot verbalize that as well, you know, relate. Know that, oh shit, you know, something that was part of the deepest, darkest corner of my mind. One of my favorite YouTubers just put out a video and said the same damn thing. Like, okay, I can do this. Like, if she can do this, I can do this. And it's something that we can get through. And I don't think that she has realized how many people she probably just helped with that video. You know, I tell everybody, and I've had people in stores look at me like I was freaking insane, but I tell everybody that being a mother is both the best and the worst thing you could ever do. And the moment that they hear me say that it's the worst thing you could ever do, they look at me like, oh, you're a piece of shit mom. Like, walk away. But it's not like that. I'm going to go in with the AOA. This is the Perfect Setting Powder in Soft Lights. It's not like, you don't say it's the worst thing that you could do because of hating it. It's the worst thing you can do because you're going to feel the worst emotions you've ever felt. The breakup you had in high school with your high school sweetheart, nothing compared to the first time your child cries because it's scared. You know, like any kind of issues at work, anything, the world in general could burn if my child was hurt and I needed to get to them. You know, and then you sit there and all you do, especially if you're like me, you know, you have high anxiety about parenting, which so doesn't RawBeautyKristi, you can tell. You worry about them. You worry about them, and in spite of, of your own health, you worry about them. Watching them while they sleep, you know, everything you do is about doing something for them, and then you forget yourself. So you're never getting ready, you're barely showering, you are depressed and ignoring it, and you do it because you love your child so much. So it's like the best thing because you're feeling the most love, unconditional love that you could ever feel in your life, but it's also the worst thing because it's like if they are hurt emotionally, physically, if something happens to them, it is, I would rather be ripped apart open and ripped apart while awake than to see that. In my child. For the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the SheGLAM. This is just their translucent powder. And I'm going to use the little sponge it comes with, actually, because they're very, very soft. A little surprised about that. Now I know why they sell them individually on the site, because they know they got a bomb-ass product. Okay, we see you. And I hate the fact that she, like, had to make warnings about things that she was going to say, or that she kept apologizing. And I just wrote on the comment, I was like, I really hope people are kind to you about this video, because she shared a moment that we've all had. You can't deny you haven't had a moment like that without being a liar if you're a parent. Even if you're not biologically that kid's parent, you still feel that if you love them. You know, like, she just verbalized that to the world. This is someone who, she has over 1 million, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure she does. And she just admitted one of the hardest things to admit, for an adult to admit. And she's so kind, and you can tell that she loves him so much. And it is to a fault, because you can tell that she is someone who will let everything go for their child. Everything. And I feel that. God, I feel that on so many levels. I feel it so bad with her. She just reminds me so much of me as a parent. And I'm really glad she shared that moment. Like, we need to talk up more. We need to speak up more about, you know, not only the good parts. All we document and keep in life with our children are the good parts, but we really do need to be talking to other moms and other people about the not so good parts. And I think that if we knew that we had that, we knew that we wouldn't be judged, and we had that outlet to talk about the negativity side of it, the negative side of it, the not so fun side of it, that maybe less people would have postpartum depression, and more people would be more excited about motherhood, and there would be less abuse or neglect or just things like that, you know? And her video, it's just purely seeing a mother who loves their child so unconditionally, so much, that she was out on her porch bawling to strangers about it. And I commend her. I fucking commend her. I'm going to go in with the SheGLAM. I forgot what this was called, but this is the one that has the skinny brow pencil and then the flicker. I don't know if I'm going to use the little flicker part of it, but I'm definitely using the skinny brow part. We know this. We know this. So my son, who's nonverbal, Keegan, my youngest, he has, his brother and him have been playing this race car game. I told you guys on Instagram. It's something on the TV where you can use the remote to race, almost like Mario Kart. And my son, my oldest son, has an issue with saying, "Oh my God," when he's playing, and we don't like that. We usually say stop, you know, don't talk like that. Say, "Oh my gosh," or "Oh wow," you know, trying here. But he must have said, "Oh God," enough that it stuck, and now Keegan, whenever he's playing, says, "Oh God, oh God," and he says it every 5 seconds. You might have just heard him say it, because he just said it a couple seconds ago. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my Lancome Surseal Styler, do the brows up. The time it took me to do my eyebrows, I heard my son say, "Oh my God," 6 times. So I'm going to have to be having a conversation after this video. But, you know, I'm worried about haters, because there's always haters. Always. Always. But when it comes to motherhood, the level of judgment and the amount of haters, of people who will say the nastiest things to you, and yes, they're mothers themselves, it kind of triples. And I'm hoping so much that people leave her alone, that people amp her up for what she has just done, because it was brave, it was honest, and it was what we need in the community. You know, just be honest about it. People need that shit. Alright, now I want to try out this cranberries and chocolate from I Love Revolution. I've never tried out any of these palettes because, like I said when I was hauling this, Makeup Revolution, I Love Revolution, Revolution Glow, all of their crap, they seem to have a hard time being themselves. Like, don't they have anyone who sits in board meetings or sits in an office and creates the new products, and then there's a team that looks at it, and you all are proud of the fact that you have to copy another company's thing and make it cheap? I know it works. It's a great business plan, but I wish they would come out with more things that were unique, because they could do it, and I know they could. But let's go in and try this palette and see if it's any good. This one really called to me. They have a ton of different kinds of these. I think I'm going to start with Nude, which I'm a little afraid might be too like yellowish on my eyes. It has a yellowish tone, but I'm going to go in with that and try to, I have creasing, try to set down. It wasn't too bad, but you know how when if you do use a matte shade to set down your primers and stuff, and you use a really good shade, that you only need to go in once and you can feel the smoothness on your eye, that everything is set. I went in 3 times with this color and I still don't feel like it's totally set. I feel like it's going to drag my eyeshadow because it doesn't feel like that silky smoothness. But we'll move on and we'll see how it's going to be. I'm going to try out the new BH Cosmetics V5 Vegan Blender that I got at Tjmaxx. What am I going to go in with here first? There are a ton of different kinds of shades here. And of course, like I said before, I never choose what I'm going to do beforehand. I don't know.
Professional doctor, thank you very much.
You're a professional doctor because you brought me coffee?
Yes, coffee doctor.
Coffee doctor. Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's Father's Day. He's helping me today and gives me a Supermom cup mug and gets me coffee while I'm working. I got lucky, girls, I'll tell you that, but that man's getting special love tonight. I think I'm going to go in with Enticing, which is this shade right here. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Ooh, very powdery. Very powdery. Wow. Okay. This might be a fallout type of thing. I have no idea what I'm going to end up with here, and I'm a little scared. Alright, it's blended out good. Had me scared there for a minute, but not too bad. Not with that shade, at least. Now I'm going to go in with Berry right here at the end and just keep building it up. I want to test out some shades here. Kind of see around about what I'm working with the quality of this palette. So far it's not bad though. I mean, it's very pigmented. It's blending out really nicely, so dang girl, okay, you got something going on here. I am going to take one of my AOA Studio E129s. Love these brush sets. And I'm going to go into Wine, which is the darkest kind of fuchsia color they have in this palette. And I'm going to start taking that on the outer, I said inner, the last, get ready with me. No, the outer edge of my eye, work it across half of my lid and a little bit into my crease. And I think that this whole motherhood thing is going to hit Kristi, harder than a lot of us, because she and her husband have tried so hard, and their baby was such a surprise. Like, such a curveball, like such a curveball. And so, in such a good way too, you know? Like, there wasn't a couple that could have deserved a baby more that I know. And so I bet you they like watch over him all the time, and they're just trying to soak up every minute. And she doesn't realize, I don't think, that she is soaking up the minutes. They're just flying by. because I have noticed that once you have kids, time seems to go by so fast. The years go by fast, the summers go by fast, and she was saying how people do that and they keep thinking, oh well, once I get to this point I'll be happy, when talking about stages with babies. And that's very true, because I've done that with almost every single one of my kids. I think, okay, well, once we get past this, you know, and they can be in a pen or a gate and play with something, once they can sit up and do that, it'll be less demanding on me, less upsetting for them, and they won't whine as much, or they'll be happier. I can do more with them. But then once they do that, once they've reached that level, especially if you're a first-time parent, you don't see that, yeah, they don't have that negative thing you were thinking about before. Like, that's gone now. But now there's something else on top of it. Something else that's taken its place. And if it's not just one thing, it's many. Everything, once they start sitting up, oh, now you can do this and this and this, but he can also do this and this and this. And then once they start crawling, oh, now that's less time they want me to pick him up. But where is he? 2 seconds ago he was here, now he's outside eating glass. That's just how it is. I'm going to actually cut my crease. I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I know that some people are getting very fed up of my cut creases, but honestly it's really the only way I can do an eye that is like YouTube worthy, that people care about, that I'll actually get views on, which I don't get very many views on these types of videos, but I like to do them anyway because it's fun. It's like therapy for me. And like I said in my last Get Ready With Me, I use the L'Oreal Infallible. This is their full wear concealer. It has always done me right, except for that one time when I didn't know that it was a putty shade. I'll never let that one go, guys. I'll never let it go. I think what I'm going to do is actually go into, what are you called? Festive? Which is right here. It's a darker kind of deep wine, but with a shimmer. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do it. I don't know. I'm just going to do it. I kind of really like it. I used the AOA Studio E123. This is actually a part of their black series, I believe, the Pop Pop series. Very good. That thing just saved my ass. But I'm going to go back in to the E129 that I used wine in. And I'm going to use wine again just to make sure that there's no harsh lines here on the outer crease. I'm just going to take that BH Cosmetics blending brush and just blend everything together. I love cranberry shades. I have to admit, it's a little bit of a weakness when I see a good cranberry palette. And this is actually a really good cranberry palette. I swear with every sip I feel nicer and nicer. I'm going to take Berry, Enticing, and Wine. So I'm going to take everything I used in my transition besides my lid, and I'm going to put that underneath my eye and bring this all together as usual. Now I'm going to go into Heavenly here in the corner, and I'm just going to put that on my brow bone and then my inner corner for a highlight. It looks like it will be, oh yes, perfection. Yes, it is. That's very pretty. Sometimes I wonder why things like this end up, because sometimes things end up at Tjmaxx or Marshall's because the quality sucks. Like there's something wrong with it. I think it's because they come out with too many things that it just, all of them don't sell. So it's not that they're bad, they just make too much. Like, slow down, damn. Even if you're cheap, it's not like we can buy, things add up, you know? For my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the AOL. Oh my god, who remembers AOL? Let me know in the comments who remembers AOL. Yeah, we're that old. I'm going to go in with the AOA, and this is their gel liner in brown. Don't be afraid of the AOA gel liners anymore because they reformulated and they are fantastic, okay? So don't be scared. I thought it was pretty cool of Shop Miss A that they took the criticism that their AOA liners were crud and were not great at all, and they reformulated, and they actually found a good formulation. Most dollar websites are just like, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. For my top waterline, I'm actually going to go in with the AOA Artista in brown. I'm not going to do the magnetic lashes because I've done them in like the last two times I've done my makeup. I love them. I love them. I still need to try out the Ardell ones, but I think they're fantastic. So I'm going to put on some actual lashes for this, but I'm none too happy about it because I'm addicted to magnetic lashes now, and I feel a little foolish that I hopped on a trend. Okay, but that trend's like dead and gone, so now I can be cool and hop on it. Ride it like a lone wolf. So if you guys have been following my Instagram, then you know we have stray kittens that are inside of our fenced-in area at my house. And they're about 6 to 8 weeks old, which means, yes, they are pains in the asses. The mom's feral, but we're making headway. My daughter was allowed to touch her and pet her, and she didn't hiss at her, so that's a plus sign, right? We haven't decided yet if we're going to keep a kitten or not. I have everything in my cart on Amazon for dewormer and everything like that if we do decide to adopt them, because 2 of the kittens, actually, you can tell they have Maine Coon in them. That's a very expensive cat that I would like because I grew up with a Maine Coon and I love them, okay? The shedding is unreal, but I love them. So I want these 2 kittens. But I don't feel like we can handle 2 kittens in the house. So, and I'm so sick of cat litter and all of that, so I'm like stuck. I'm stuck right now, okay? Because they're all so adorable and so cute, but something has to be done with them quick. Okay, so now that I have the eyeliner on, I want to go in. I just need to see how dramatic and crazy these are going to be, or if they're just going to surprise me. But I'm going to go in with the New York from AOA. These are their Glam 3D lashes, and this one is in New York. I have to represent. I have to. Just gotta do it. So these lashes, though, it's like almost like they're stacked. They are thick triple C. I'm gonna attempt to put these on and I'll be right back. But I guess the point of talking about Kristi and her meltdown or vent session, I would call it a vent session, but even if you want to call it a meltdown, I believe that it's allowed. She's entitled. I think that she should get a pass from anyone who would say anything other than nice and supportive things in that video, because, well, a lot of people that are assholes are going to be like, I looked at that video and she needs help. She needs a therapist. She needs this. She needs that. You have to remember that we as women are emotional. We run on hormones. We love hard. I mean, we protect our children harder. Parenthood is the hardest thing you have to do if you choose to. And we have meltdowns all the time. Even celebrities, mom coaches, everyone. Everyone has these meltdowns. They go in a bathroom, they go in a closet, they go in a room where no one sees them, they go in their car for a ride, and they scream, and they cry, and they hit, like, their steering wheel, or, you know, every mom has that multiple times throughout your child growing up. And not a lot of people talk about it. It's kind of like, oh, if I say anything, then I'm a piece of shit mom, I'm ungrateful. What about the people who can't have kids? You're still owed that time. You're still owed the allowance to feel that way and to express feeling that way. At least that's how I feel. And parenting, I feel like it's what I was made for. It's why I'm here, because I didn't do very much with my life besides have my children. And so I put my all into my children. And I just know exactly how she's feeling right now. I'm on my last kid. I cannot have any more. So every last time he does something is the last time I'll ever see one of my children do it. It's heartbreaking. whoa, that's a dramatic lash, but it looks pretty. But I think that the moms that shame people for those emotions or venting those emotions, or the people who don't say anything but they're like in their mind, they're like, come on, get a grip. I think those people were probably raised with tough love or not very maternal love. And it's not going to hit them. They're not going to get it until maybe they have grandchildren. Or their children leave the house for the first time forever. You know, they become an adult and they go on with their life. That's when they're going to start feeling a loneliness and going back and looking at what they have to look at from the past, from what they remember from their life. You know, and I think everybody has their time. When freaking out over your child, it comes. That feeling of the worst pain of being a parent, that's when it comes, you know. And there's multiple different moments: when they first get hurt, when they first cry, when they first get picked on at school, you know, like everything, anything. And then you get the opposite of that. Like, you can get that emotion, and then in 5 seconds they can look up at you and for the first time be like, I love you, mommy. Freaking TKO. Done. Kill me. Kill me. Soup. Just a puddle on the floor. It's like a form of torture. Almost. It does. It feels a little bit abusive and torturous. I'm not scared to say it. These are dark and thick. I kind of like them way more than I thought I was going to. I was just vaping. Need to clear out the air. Ooh, this can dry my eyelash glue quicker too. Do your thing, buddy. I've decided to call it Lenny. Lenny the Let It Go fan. Something that I love, I always name. And once it's named, it lives in the house forever. Forever and always. I'm going to let that dry just a little bit so it doesn't like go popping eyelashes, because that's the problem. That's why I was liking the magnetic so much, was because my eyelashes were, I could not get them to stay on for anything, but they're on and they're working. I'm going to go back in with this Catkin bronzer that I showed you guys in my last Get Ready With Me. It was a little light, but I think I might go a little heavier handed on it and see how that goes. A little bit more denser brush. If this is still at Tjmaxx, I will link it. It's Urban Studios, but usually their brushes go real quick. This is a really light bronzer, which I like, but when I'm filming, it kind of washes it out and makes it look like I'm not really applying much of anything to my face. So I wonder if people are like, you know, Nikki, that's kind of a shitty bronzer. Why are you using it? When it's not. Like, it's there, I promise. I'm not naked. I'm going to go in with a blush that is probably going to look the same as a bronzer anyway, so it'll be fine. They also have a blush and a highlight. I haven't tried the blush or highlight from this collection here with this kind of like picture on it. But I'm going to get it. As soon as I can, I'm getting it. Because this is good. So those are probably going to be good too. And they're only 12 bucks. Alright, for blush, I wanted to try out that Vegas Nay in collaboration with Lamia. Comes with 3. I think I'm going to use this one. It almost looks like a bronzer. But I think I might use that one and the middle one together. Let's try it. This end one first. It's called In the Sun. They're very kick-uppy. Has anybody heard of this? I know we've all heard of Vegas Nay, but this collaboration, did anyone hear about that? Because I didn't. No one told me. I didn't see it at Ulta or anything else. So this is that darker shade In the Sun. So it's like a bronzer. Only it's got that little bit of mauve in it, and I like that a lot. And now I'm going to go in with Peach Princess. You guys can't see it. Peach Princess. And I'm just going to lightly put that on top of it. Right on the apples. This gives it a little bit of pink and sparkle. These are actually really good blushes, you guys. If you see this at Tjmaxx. It comes with this and the brush. This is not the brush. Is it the brush? No, it's not the brush for it. This is the brush for it. Sorry. Vegas Nay by La. This is actually a better brush for it. Sometimes I'm just like, donk. So I'm going in with the ColourPop Quad for a highlighter in extra glazed. If you have light skin, this is the one. This is a putty highlighter though. So I use the F19 from AOA, the highlighting brush, and it gives perfection. Look at that. It just blends it right out even with it being a putty shade. It's so great. I like it too because I have favorite blending brushes or highlighting brushes, but this one is so long that I'm able to lightly kind of blend things out without smearing it, and it just has been working. Okay, before I forget, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Tardiest. I haven't used this in a hot minute. I've had so many other mascaras to try, but I'm just going to mesh my eyelashes together. Now, since I did that so close to when I do my setting spray, I'm not doing what I did yesterday and trying setting spray after applying makeup or mascara. I had raccoon eyes. It was horrible. So I'm going to do my lip first. I'm going to go in with Wet n Wild's gel liner, and this is in Bear to Comment. I think this is a universal great gel liner, Wet n Wild's. But Bear to Comment is one that is just great for so many different shades that it should definitely be in your collection. It's such a pretty like nude, but it has a little bit of pink in it. And then I'm going to go in with AOA Studios lipsticks. I really wish that they would come out with more colors. They have like 8, I believe, but I want more. 8 is just not enough variety for me. But this is in Shore, which is a lot like the nude pink. It's like the perfect color. Okay, and then with that, I'm going to go over top of it with Stila's Kitten Gloss. Because Mama wants some shimmer. Okay, now we can go in setting spray. AOA setting spray. This is the oil controlling one. It works great. Bathe in it. Now. Thank you. Alright, so here we are. This is the final look. Love the eyes. Love the face. See, this is the problem. I need to bring options, lip options with me more than one, because I just find a lip option that I like and I grab it. But this, I think, is a little bit too brown, orangish nude for the look. I would have wanted to have gone a little bit more pink on this. So it's okay, but it's not my favorite lip combination with the look. Other than that, fantastic. Like, everything I used today was great. So everything is going to be listed down below for you guys, listed and linked. If you want to check any of it out, they are affiliated, so if you do click on those links, I get a small commission and it goes back into my channel, so thank you. It helps support me. If you like this video and you want to see more makeup mayhems, chatty get ready with me's, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. If you're not subscribed, just subscribe, man. If you're listening to it at this point, it's been like 25 minutes plus, just subscribe. You love me. You know you love me. Thank you so much for watching, and I, of course, will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.